President John Dramani Mahama has charged all Ghanaians holding leadership positions to be mindful of decisions they take in the line of duty, as such decisions go a long way to impact lives of citizens. Eulogizing the late Nana Dr. Ajekum Ado during his tribute, President John Mahama, who noted that thousands of people were affected by the domestic debt exchange program by the previous government, including the late Kama CEO, called on leaders to consider the ordinary people when taking such decisions.
A vibrant cultural display marked the final funeral rites of the late Nana Dr. Ajekum Ado, popularly known as Kama, as hundreds of mourners, including traditional leaders from across the country, gathered at Susia in the New Jabe North municipality of the Eastern region. The event saw the presence of key figures from the Church of Pentecost, including the immediate past chairman, Apostle Professor Opoku Onyina, and the current chairman, Apostle Eric Nyamiche, alongside other church leaders. They came to express their condolences to the family, as the late Kama had also served as an elder of the Church of Pentecost. In his tribute, President John Dramani Mahama reflected on the impact of the domestic debt exchange program by the previous government, noting that thousands, including the late Kama, were affected. He urged leaders to consider the welfare of ordinary citizens when making such critical decisions.
The last time I spoke to him was in circumstances that were not very pleasant. I had heard him give an interview after the domestic debt exchange had been concluded, and he had been struck very hard financially by the domestic debt exchange, and he had been forced to come out and talk about how it had affected him personally. And so I gave him a call to condole with him and sympathize and to urge him not to give up hope, and that there is always life where there's a will. Where there's a will, there is hope. After that, I didn't hear from him again, and the next thing came the shocking news that he has passed. For me, it was a shock, but it also shows that for leaders, when we take decisions, we must know that our decisions affect the lives of individual people.
President Mahama also offered prayers for the bereaved family, encouraging them to take pride in their father's achievement.
But I'm sure that all over the country there are thousands of people advanced in age whose pensions and provident funds were invested in the domestic debt exchange, who probably have also passed away and we don't know about it, or who are sitting at home in poverty, do not have monies to buy their medicines and all that. And so for me, the lesson is that in taking decisions, we must know that our decisions as leaders affect individual lives. And so on this occasion, I wish to condole with the family and to say that you should take heart. We're here celebrating your father. We're not mourning him. And you can take pride in what your father achieved. And I can see that the children are following his footsteps.
Dr. Joseph Sian Japon, founder and executive chairman of Jospon Group of Companies, called on government to support and celebrate Ghanaian businesses and their owners while they are alive, rather than waiting until after their passing. He emphasized that Ghanaian entrepreneurs who invest in the country and create job opportunities for many should be recognized and supported. In his tribute, he urged the state to emulate the late Kama's dedication to fostering the growth of Ghanaian businesses beyond Africa's borders. Meanwhile, the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana acknowledged the late Kama's relentless effort in elevating the status of the Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Association of Ghana. The society believes that creating a favorable environment for local businesses to thrive is essential for national progress. Dr. Samuel Donko, president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana, reaffirmed this stance, emphasizing the importance of supporting local pharmaceutical manufacturing.
It's always been made that if the government or if the conducive environment would always be created for local businesses in Ghana, it would help a lot. First of all, it's a source of employment. If the local businesses thrive or local manufacturing thrives, it gives a lot of employment. Secondly, it's also what we can call our import substitution strategy, in that it conserves our foreign exchange and it helps us a lot when it comes to the steady dollar stabilization. Assuming we are able to achieve self-sufficiency, or even 50% of product being used, or pharmaceuticals being used, being manufactured or produced in this country, it will go a long way to save us hundreds of millions of dollars.